Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Lisa. I love everything colorful makeup. Can you tell? Yeah, especially indie brands. And yeah, I am blown away and a little disappointed in myself that I slept on this palette. I slept on this palette. Why did I sleep on this palette? If you've been with me for a hot minute, then you know I love jewel tones. Love jewel tones, okay? This I think is probably next to Mount Fuji, okay? Because that palette is fire, okay? This one, the multi-chromes in here, like, so this is, it swatched out, okay? This is it swatched out. Now, this is the look that I created with, and this is Rural Europe, Nomad Cosmetics, right? And I also used this, the new launch from Nomad Cosmetics, okay? These two can definitely be used as a companion palette. And on Instagram, when I told Nomad in one of their ad videos, I'm like, I'm super excited. I ordered this, but I also ordered, Royal Europe because I've had my eye on this palette for quite some time. Yeah, it's an older palette, but it's new to me. And I said, I want to see if I can use these as companion palettes. And they're like, you know what, that's a great idea. And actually, they do have a couple of videos, I think, from other creators that have done the same. So, like mine's, So I was kind of like, oh, no kidding, no shit, all right. So this look, when I tell you, I wasn't for sure going about creating this look. But that whole, that whole phrase, trust the process. Well, I wasn't trusting the process. Like, I was getting frustrated. I'm like, because I'm not an MUA. I'm just an enthusiast chica who's a package hoe, who just loves colorful eyeshadow and has been on this journey for the last couple of years, and particularly this past year and a half now, investing in my favorite indie brands. And you guys have been on this journey with me. So, and I'm so happy that you are. I'm so happy that you are, because, sometimes looks that you start, and I've said this so many times, just have fun. Have fun playing with your shadow. You're gonna mess up. There's gonna be, have fun with it, laugh at yourself, because I do it all the time. There's times where I've had to wash it off. Like, when I was creating this, I was laughing and going, oh no, that wasn't what you wanted to do. This was not in my mind's eye. Not at all, right? But to me, it still, for a hooded eye gal, came out so pretty. I mean, it just, in my opinion, I'm so glad that I didn't wash this off, that I didn't start over again. And just, in my opinion, I feel like this came out so pretty. Now, do I think I could have blended this a little bit better? Absolutely. There's always room for improvement, always. But that's why you practice. And that's why, knowing the color wheel, knowing your primary colors, but now I do break the rules. I absolutely do. I do put colors that should not go, but I try not to mix them because they're gonna, it almost happened with this, but I think I saved it. But I do like to push the boundaries of putting colors that would probably end up canceling each other out or looking muddy or something like that. You can do it. You just got to be careful and try not, the best that you can, patting and not having them touch very much. And it really depends on how the placement as well, at least in my opinion. Okay, so this, I can honestly say, next to the Mount Fuji palette, is definitely my favorite, and I cannot wait to continue to play with this because the Unearthly Cosmetics Don't Be Jelly, that is one of my favorites from Unearthly for sure. I have created some freaking banging looks with that palette. So these here are just, can you see the shifts? And again, older palette, but new to me. I don't have anything like this in my collection. This is lasered, so it's layered on top. It's just, Nomad knows how to do packaging. Nomad, they just do. And yeah, this was fun. This was on the creative side. I'd still go and wear this on the bike. Hell yeah, especially to like a biker event. You kidding me? But I out and about because I love glam. I love glam makeup. Always have. So this beauty right here, as you can see, again, the packaging, the castle is matte, and I'm sure you have seen the reviews already, especially the beauty gurus who have received this in PR. The looks that I have seen have been absolutely stunning. I think that this was actually pretty smart. Pretty smart. Because specifically, they just had the launch with the Chamonix Après-Ski, which was very pastel, even though it was, you know, muted, but it was still pastel. So here we are with pastel shimmers, right? These are bright, pastel-y kind of spring. Definitely a great spring palette for sure. Easter palette for sure. And this is the look that I created on this eye. And here is the swatches of this palette. You know, gorgeous shimmers. I know Nomad's formula, if they're shimmers, they're mattes. And they seem to be getting better, in my opinion. This was were really very, very silky, very smooth, pigmented, but not so pigmented that you cannot blend. And so I love the whole aesthetic of this. I also love that, as you know, and if you don't know, Nomad does these themed palettes, different places around the world, right? And they usually give you postcards. Not this time. This time they gave you a storybook. And I'm going to get into that in just a second. But this, so you have these row of neutral mattes. That, I think, was smart. That was what was completely different than what they had just done in January. And in January, Nomad Cosmetics was so nice to do a one-time collaboration with me. I had received Chamonix Après-Ski as a gift at PR, and they gave me a code for the rest of the year, which they didn't have to do, and they did. I don't get any commission. It's just strictly for you guys to save 10%, because I do have a code for the rest of this year with Nomad, and it is all capital letters, FFM Lisa, which will save you 10%. If you use it, that's amazing, and it will save you some moolah. If you don't, that's okay too. But why not? Because it's going to save you some money. I will link Nomad Cosmetics website and my code for you in the description box per usual. So just to get that right out of the way. But I was so like shocked that they even gave me a code. I just thought it was just going to be the, you know, the collaboration, the palette, gifted. But, you know, they're just amazing. And if you guys know, my cat is trying to jump down. I'm not editing, so it is, you know, bloopers and Kitty trying to get up and down and open the door, and oh yeah. So, and now you made me lose track of what I was saying. Girl, I got squirrel brain enough. I don't need you helping me. So anyways, this, I think it was a smart move because of they just had launched in January that very pastel palette, the Chamonix Après-Ski. So this, again, you can use Chamonix Après-Ski as a companion palette with this. And if you already have Royal Europe, you can definitely use it as a companion palette with this as well. So I'm going to open Royal Europe and I'm going to show you. Right. And hopefully you can see what I mean. The shimmer, so the multi-chromes on the bottom, you're going to have a ton of choices between the 5 multi-chromes on the bottom, and then you have these beautiful shimmers and the 3 multi-chromes that are included in this one. But the mattes, where you've got neutrals, and then, you know, throwing one of these on the lid, I mean, and again, the Chamonix Après-Ski, that one, well, that's pretty much kind of like an extension of this one, except for those with the mattes is more of a muted, you know, pastel-y palette. But I just thought that this came out so beautiful. You've got the iridescence throughout it. Nomad just, again, they know how to do packaging, and you can see that the castle is kind of raised. And I actually, when I was feeling this, I feel like it's the same type of material that they laser cut this. So it's but the castle's matte. Now, a lot of people were saying, oh, it's Disney themed, you know, Cinderella. Well, I don't think they hit it. Okay? They didn't hide anything about it, because if you read the back of this, it literally says it. So, but this goes, the proceeds, some of the proceeds will go to the Heritage, the UNESCO World Heritage Center that helps preserve heritage sites around the world, like the Inspiring European Castles, okay? In the destination, literally says princess castles and storybook settings. Once upon a time in a European land far, far away, a place full of romantic castles, storybook landscapes, and adorable woodland animals. The enchanting tales of Cinderella, Snow White, and others, right, come to life in these magical destinations from whatever that is that says Alcázar de Segovia, don't know, in Spain, that originally inspired Disney, okay, to Sleeping Beauty's castle, Schloss, Neuschwanstein. Did I slaughter that? I'm sorry. In Germany. Come with us to explore the inspiration for your favorite fairy tale and celebrate a world of happily ever afters. So that answers your question right there. So no more hearing people go on and on about, oh, well, we all know this is, because it literally says it on the back. That's the inspiration, but it's for the inspiration is for the castles, the fairy tale of castles and the princesses and these destinations where these old castles are, the preservation of heritage. So yes, solved. Anywho, I think that the story, getting into this, I thought was so great because, and I'm not gonna give it away. I'm not gonna read this whole thing to you guys. Again, this was the look that I created with this by putting, okay, squirrel, you've been with me a hot minute, you know. So I literally took in my crease and then on my hood, because we are hooded gals here, yes we are, literally started out with this all over my lid, under my brow, right? Then took this one in the crease and created my own crease on my hood, blended that out with this shade. So used these three, took the deep brown even further to just give a little more dimension in the literally in my socket for the most part, all the way around, right? And so the only shade I didn't use was the gray. I took the black to deepen up again on the outer corner, the lash line, and I ended up taking this brush here, which is on the Singe Beauty extension set. And this is great to get in your socket, to blend and drag color in your socket, in your crease. Really great and blends out amazing. My favorite brush is the EO one. It does so many things, and picks up shimmer great. And I use that for shimmer, but also when I'm done with my shimmers, I will take that and I will, all right, where are you, EO1? Here you are. So, because it's like TP, right? Like this. And it's great for hooded eyes as well because it's pinched, so you can blend that color, that deepening shade, which was the black, into this shimmer, which I took here. I used this shimmer and this shimmer here. And I also used that. Now, again, if you've been with me for a minute, you know that usually I just do matte to brighten up the inner corner. Usually do not do a blown out underneath or shimmer in the corner. But I did for this look, just to have it something different, right? So I decided to take this flat brush, which is from Cosmic Beauty, and I did stamp the black, but also took the brown, and then this green was on my lid here, and then blended that black. And once I was, you know, done blending this in, I was just, it was hard. It wasn't hard for me to blend it out, but for whatever reason, I had to change this brush. Don't know why. It's probably just user error. It's just probably on me for sure. And let me check something here. I wanted to, okay, no, all right. So this one, it just messed me up for a second because I'm like, wait a minute, that's a multi-chrome. Hello. Hello, it's like 9:30 at night. Yeah, your girl's a little tired, but you know, we're getting through it. And so I took these names, y'all. I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna, because I will end up slaughtering these names. I mean, some of them, like this one, is First Kiss, Fairy Godmother. Okay, so these are not too bad. This one's Prince Charming. Wicked Fairy. This one is Love Story, but I don't know. Oh, I just stuck my finger in it, my fingernail. Darn it. This gorgeous shade right here is Snow White. This multi-chrome. Do you see that? And then the one that I used on the outer corner, that weird name that I can't pronounce, that is what I put right here. These are, I have to say that this is one of, as far like their shimmers, it seems like Nomad is getting, they're just getting better and better. And I'm super excited to see where Nomad is going to take it to the next level, like in 2025. I'm super excited. I'm excited to see it. I mean, these, let's see. And how they swatch, and then because the low light in here is great. And I just, for whatever reason, usually when I use that, I know I'm switching, but usually when I use that EO1, I usually don't have a problem. I just had to switch a brush, and then after that, it was fine. I don't know what happened, but I got it to blend out, and those two shimmers, and then I put that shimmer on the lower lash line as well, and I took my ColourPop Duochrome eyeliner. It's green and gold, and it like shifts to like pink. And then I took my ColourPop Duochrome liner, which is the purple one, which has like gold and shifts to pink and purple, and I think it's got a little green in it too. So that's what I have in my waterline. My base that I'm wearing is the One Size Full Beat and YSL bronzer, YSL blush, and that's new to me. But yeah, so back to this. These are just, I think it's gorgeous, and I think it was very smart for them to do the rows of the neutrals like I was saying. I'll continue with the names, and on the mirror, it says, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?" And we all know where that came from, right? This Snow White shade, though, just blew me away. And I think this one is, no, Cinderella, and Belle, Sleeping Beauty, Snow Queen, Little Mermaid. So literally the princesses' names are in here. So, you know what I mean? I don't know. Okay, these are all the names of the castles that are in different, I am not gonna slay those. No, I'm not gonna do it. So this is just gorge, and I'm glad to have both of these in my collection, and I can't wait to continue to play with them even more. Going on to the story, this short little story that Nomad takes you on. It says, "Dear gentle reader, in a land far, far away, follow along." Oh, you know what? I better put my glasses on so I can read it, you know, because we're grannies here now. "Dear gentle reader, in a land far, far away, follow along a path of enchanted castles and storybook settings that have inspired so many beloved and timeless fairy tales. Step into this enchanted world and create your perfect fairy tale look with our new FAIRYTALE Europe palette. Wishing you a happily ever after, Felicia and Anity." Nomad. And I always wonder if I'm saying her name right. But it starts off with, "Once upon a time, you know, the princess Celestia and her father, King Rowan," and it goes on. And the one thing I want to say and I said this in my TikTok as well, is, and a lot of Gen Xers will know exactly what I'm talking about, is if you've ever heard the phrase, it takes a tribe to raise a child. Well, in this story, you definitely get that, okay? Because she goes around her kingdom. She asks her father, the king, if she can go and just find out about what she's going to inherit, her kingdom, you know, go set out on her own for a minute. And he was a little hesitant about it, right? But he was like, okay. And at first she goes to the villages, and then she goes to, you know, the mountain, and then these other different places, and she meets these wise, you know, people who are in charge, or, you know, the elders, let's say, right, of these places. And so she finds out that, you know, it's the people of her kingdom, their heart. They are the heart of the village. That is the kingdom, is the people. And it takes a village to raise a child. Children, you know, back in the day, I remember, you know, my grandparents and having block parties, like literally. You know, you get a permit and you block off your whole block, and all the families, all the kids that you grew up with, you know, went to school with, on your street, on your block, the parents, everybody kept an eye out on each other's children. And they also disciplined them too, and had full go, had permission. And so in each family, different traditions, different ways of looking at things, and different ways of upbringings of teaching their children. So little pieces from these families, it's like instilled, you know, and that helps you grow even further. But knowing it's with love and care and traditions, and it's just, I just think that this story and the curation of how Nomad did this palette, I think, again, was smart. And I'm just so happy to have this in my collection. Both of these palettes, again, this is the look that I created with both the palettes. Please do let me know in the comments what you think. Do you have both of these palettes? Did you pick up the new launch? And what do you think? You know, I really want to know. So please do let me know in the comments. And I do have a couple of things coming, like I had stated in my previous video. I have my notes for music and the makeup. That's going to be starting hopefully tomorrow. I'm going to get it going. And I'm also going to be doing a ranking of my Glam Light palettes that I do have, which you can see they're behind me here. So I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. So hopefully I see you guys on those videos. And come on back, you know. And like I said, if you're new, hopefully you subscribe, like, comment, say hola. You know, I've been on TikTok for 4 years, TikTok shop for, you know, over 1.5 years. And my TikTok is linked on my YouTube channel, and would love to have you. The more the merrier, that I always say. So with that, you guys, I am super excited. I can't wait to continue to play with these palettes, and I hope to see you guys, excuse me, hope to see you guys on the next one. Again, I will link Nomad Cosmetics in the description box for you, and my code. If you choose to use it, it'll save you 10%. So with that, till next time.